What if the reason you are still standing after everything you have faced is not luck, not coincidence, not your own strength alone, but quiet protection and unseen guidance that has followed you every step of the way? What if the battles you thought would break you were actually shaping you? What if the nights you cried in silence were being counted, and the mornings you forced yourself to rise were being honored in ways you cannot measure? There was a season in one person's life where everything felt uncertain, doors closed unexpectedly, plans changed without warning, friendships shifted, opportunities disappeared, and nothing looked the way it was supposed to look. They had imagined a clear path, a steady climb, predictable progress, but instead they found detours, delays, and disappointments, and slowly doubt began to whisper. Maybe you are not meant for more, maybe this is as far as you go, maybe your dreams were too big, but deep inside there was still a small spark that refused to die, a quiet belief that their story was not over even when evidence seemed thin. Sometimes faith does not feel like confidence, sometimes it feels like choosing to take one more step when you are exhausted, sometimes it feels like breathing through confusion and saying, I will not give up today even if I do not understand what is happening. Life has a way of testing your perspective. When things go wrong, it is easy to assume abandonment. When prayers are not answered immediately, it is easy to assume silence means absence, but silence is not the same as absence, and delay is not the same as denial. Think about a builder constructing a tall building. Before anything beautiful rises above the ground, there is digging, there is noise, there is dust, there is disruption. The foundation takes time, and from the outside it can look like nothing impressive is happening, but without that hidden work, the visible structure would collapse. In the same way, there are seasons in your life where the foundation of your character is being strengthened: patience, resilience, humility, wisdom, endurance. These qualities are not developed in comfort, they are forged in uncertainty. There was a turning point for that person, not because circumstances suddenly became perfect, but because perspective shifted. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me, they began asking, what is this building in me? Instead of focusing only on what was lost, they started noticing what remained: strength they did not know they had, courage they had never needed before, compassion for others walking through similar struggles. And slowly the narrative inside their mind changed from I am failing to I am growing, from I am forgotten to I am being prepared. Preparation rarely feels glamorous, it often feels like waiting, practicing, improving when no one is watching, staying disciplined when results are invisible, and trusting that unseen progress is still progress. Imagine a seed buried beneath soil. It is surrounded by darkness, pressed by weight, and from the outside it looks lifeless, but beneath the surface transformation is happening. Roots are stretching, strength is forming, and one day it will break through the surface, and people will call it sudden growth, but growth is never sudden, it is consistent, unseen effort over time. In your own life you may feel buried by responsibility, pressure, expectation, disappointment, yet being buried is not the same as being destroyed. Sometimes being buried is the beginning of growth. Sometimes pressure creates depth, sometimes darkness strengthens roots. You are not behind, you are not disqualified, you are not overlooked. Your timeline is not identical to anyone else's, and it does not need to be. Comparison is one of the quickest ways to lose peace. When you measure your chapter 2 against someone else's chapter 10, you create unnecessary discouragement. Everyone's journey unfolds differently. Some experience rapid, visible progress, others experience slow, steady refinement. Neither path is inferior, both require trust. There will be moments when you question your value, when you replay mistakes, when regret tries to convince you that you missed your only chance, but your story is not defined by one chapter, it is not limited by one decision. Growth continues, opportunity returns, new doors appear. Sometimes the door you wanted closes because a different door more aligned with your purpose is waiting ahead, but you cannot see it yet. Trust does not mean you will never feel afraid, trust means you move forward even while feeling afraid. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is action in spite of fear, and every time you choose to keep going, you reinforce strength within yourself that cannot be taken away. There is power in persistence, quiet, steady persistence, not dramatic announcements, not loud declarations, but consistent effort, showing up, praying, hoping, working, learning. Even when motivation fluctuates, your consistency Builds momentum, and momentum eventually creates breakthrough. The breakthrough may not look exactly as you imagined, it may not arrive in the package you expected, but when it comes you will recognize that every delay, every lesson, every redirection had purpose. Sometimes protection looks like rejection, sometimes redirection feels like loss, sometimes growth feels like discomfort, but discomfort is often evidence of expansion. You are stretching beyond who you used to be, and stretching can feel unfamiliar. You may outgrow environments that once felt comfortable, you may release habits that once felt normal, you may distance yourself from negativity that once felt unavoidable. Growth changes your tolerance, growth changes your focus, growth changes your circle, and change can feel lonely at first, but loneliness in growth is temporary. Stagnation in comfort lasts much longer. Imagine looking back 5 years from now at this very season. Imagine realizing that this was the period that strengthened you, the period that clarified your priorities, the period that deepened your faith, the period that prepared you for responsibility you could not have handled before. Perspective from the future would likely tell you, keep going, this is not the end, this is the middle. Keep building, keep believing, keep becoming. You are capable of more than you think, not because you are perfect, but because you are resilient. Resilience is built each time you survive something you thought you could not, each time you rise after disappointment, each time you try again after failure, each time you forgive yourself and move forward, your strength multiplies quietly. Confidence rooted in resilience is stronger than confidence rooted in applause, because applause can fade, but resilience remains when no one is watching. You may not control every circumstance, but you control your response. You control whether bitterness grows or wisdom grows. You control whether fear dominates or faith develops, and small daily choices compound over time. Small disciplines, small acts of courage, small moments of gratitude create significant transformation. Do not underestimate small beginnings. Every large outcome once started as a small decision to continue. There will be days when you feel motivated, and days when you feel drained, days when clarity feels strong, and days when confusion lingers. In both types of days you are still progressing, because progress is not measured only by emotion, it is measured by commitment, and commitment means staying aligned with your purpose even when feelings fluctuate. If you feel tired, rest, but do not quit. If you feel discouraged, reflect, but do not surrender. If you feel uncertain, learn, but do not abandon your path. You have survived every difficult day up to this point. That alone proves strength within you that you may not fully acknowledge yet. Your presence here, your persistence, your willingness to seek hope are signs that your story is still unfolding, and unfolding stories are not meant to be rushed, they are meant to be lived one page at a time, one decision at a time, one act of courage at a time. So today, choose belief over doubt, choose effort over excuses, choose gratitude over comparison, choose growth over comfort, choose hope over fear. You may not see the full picture yet, but you do not need the full picture to take the next step. The next step is enough clarity for today, and when you continue taking next steps consistently, eventually you will look back and realize that what once felt like a valley was actually a bridge. What once felt like a setback was actually redirection. What once felt like silence was actually preparation. Your journey matters, your effort matters, your endurance matters, and this season is shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more grounded than you have ever been before. Keep moving, keep trusting, keep building, because your story is not finished. Your best chapters are not behind you, they are still being written, and every faithful step you take today is ink on the page of a future you will one day be grateful for.